In the fall of 1981, the spring of 1982, I was a freshman in college. And my freshman year, I think, was like a lot of freshman years. Had a couple ups, mostly downs, and just felt like I was in a washing machine most of the time. But I went out for the wrestling team in college, and I grew 4 inches my freshman year. It was like my only growth spurt since, I don't know, elementary school. So that was a big deal for me. And I went up 3 different weight classes during the wrestling season, which is unheard of. But hey, now I'm almost a tall person. Almost. That's in the world of short people. But at any rate, I wrestled my freshman year and did pretty well. You know, even held my own against the so-called good guys. And the second semester in the fall, or in the spring, sorry, I started winning a lot more. I think I started getting used to my new body. You know, I just didn't think much of it as a freshman. I didn't know who anybody was. I wasn't really scared of anyone because I didn't know who you were and I didn't really care. So it was the last match of the season. We were going to Salisbury State in Maryland. And I knew Salisbury State had the returning Division III national champion. And I was going to have to wrestle him that weekend. And that's fine because I wrestled the runner-up a couple weeks before and I held my own. He beat me, but I held my own. It wasn't bad. And I met this girl at a party. She told me I was going to have to wrestle her boyfriend who went to Glassboro State, which is now Rowan, I believe. But at any rate, there was some hard feelings there because maybe we were kind of friends also, his girlfriend and I. And she was telling me how good he is and this and that. And I didn't pay any attention to it. I didn't really care. I was a freshman. I didn't care. So the week of this match coming up, my coach asked me to stop in the office to see him after practice. Okay. So I stop in the office and I sit down after I get showered. And he tells me, he goes, hey, he goes, I would normally never say this to a freshman. He goes, but against Glassboro State, we need you to keep that match close. Your guy's really good. We need you to keep that close. And I said, well, I have to wrestle the national champ after that. He said, don't worry about that. He goes, but against Glassboro State, you need to keep it close. And he said, really, we need you to beat the guy. And he's good. And I said, you need me to beat him? I'll beat him. Off I go. I'm a freshman. I don't care. So we get down there for the match. And I'm ready to go. We're wrestling Glassboro State first match. And I go out. And this kid is beating the tar out of me. But I keep coming because I know I got to beat him. Coach told me I need to beat him, so I keep going. And he starts getting tired, I can tell. And I'm thinking, I'm going to get this kid. I'm going to get this kid. And all of a sudden, my knee buckles. I tore my ACL. And the trainer from Salisbury State's looking at me. He assesses it and says, definitely a torn ACL because my knee's flopping all around. The coach says, come on, you're done. I'm like, no. You sent me out to do something. I got to do it. He goes, no, you can't finish. And by that, I was up, back on the mat, ready to go. So this kid, and he is tired. I know he's tired. You could tell when your opponent's tired because he's like a wet noodle. And I want to get things going because I didn't want him to get a break. So we go back out there. Now it's my turn to lay some spankings onto him because he's exhausted. So I start scoring points. Sure enough, I beat him. But I tore my ACL. But I did what coach told me to do. So I hop off the mat. And I couldn't believe it. And I'm all worried about the next match. Coach is like, you're not wrestling. I'm like, well, I have to. It's the national champ. He goes, no, we're going to forfeit to him. You cannot wrestle. And I said, well, forfeits don't really count as wins. I said, that will hurt his record. I said, how about if I go out and if I can't wrestle, how about if we just shake hands and we just stop the match immediately and let him win by injury default? He said, well, you can do that. So that's what we did. So to rehab my knee, the surgery back then to repair a torn ACL was, I don't know, the scars looked like they took a chainsaw to someone's knee. So I decided to strengthen and try and rehab it that way, which is what I did. So for about 10 years, I've been running around with a torn ACL. And when I say running, I got into running and biking and all this and that, never got it repaired. Eventually my knee wore out and it got to be bone on bone and I couldn't run anymore. I'm at a point right now where I can't even walk my dogs. February 12th this year, long overdue, I'm getting a new knee with a knee replacement, and I can't wait to run through the woods again. I want to go skiing. It's a little overdue. It's only been 39 years, but it's time.